What's going on? Let me check, make sure my microphone is working. I see volume bar is moving. Testing, testing. Okay. Think I'm all right, but if I'm not, I'll just delete this and create another another live later. But basically I'm gonna be talking about some self improvement, my own self improvement journey. Um, and I guess I'll talk about some things that's on my mind. I'm currently waiting for my clothes to wash and, of course, dry. So I got some time on my hands. So I guess I'll talk about my own self improvement journey. And if you have are pretty much on a, I think everybody should be on a self improvement journey. I mean, what is life if you are not, self improving? So if you are and you have something to dialogue about, what hurdles you've overcame or what you're currently going through on your self improvement journey, you're welcome to do so. So, uh, basically, with me, a lot of times, just like anybody else, sometimes I go backwards, um, and I have setbacks, and it's a situation where I have to reevaluate, and try to regroup. So, last year I had about three vehicles. Um, I mean, these all I buy all used cars. I mean, my cars I would even say are severely used. Most of my cars that I purchased are over 150,000 miles. Um, some even I bought cars that were over 200,000 miles. Uh, so yeah, I had a Benz that I got when I did my millionaire savings plan. Basically, my I think it was, yeah, step two on my millionaire savings plan. I bought Mercedes truck, so used Mercedes truck. It was like $700, but I got about a year and a half use out of it, and it started breaking down, and basically it I had to just kind of sell it. I sold it to a mechanic that was working on my vehicle. I didn't really like I didn't really like the fact that, you know I don't know, that's just it's kind of a shady deal, like, because the guy, he ended up, I met him from eBay. He initially bought the vehicle off of eBay. I didn't have the title. I lost the title, and I had to order another one. But he attempted to fix it. In his attempt to fix it, he didn't fix it, because he initially said, "Okay, I can fix the car for you, or I could buy it." And he initially, I gave him the option to fix it because I was like, "Okay, I would like to keep the vehicle," but his attempts in repairing it, it was still having issues. So I ended up selling it back to him. What I wanted was my money back, for the repairs. Then he bought a vehicle from me, which would have been about $1,000, but he ended up just only giving me what the vehicle's value is, that I not the vehicle's value, but what initially I expected from it was about $600. But it was shady. When I deal with shady people, I just deal with them. close out my transaction, close out my business with them. I just don't fuck with them no more. I don't text them. I don't call them. I don't need them anymore. That's just how I deal with people. Because the thing about it is, it was like $400, you know, that yeah, he could have came up off of $400, but he didn't want to or whatever. He felt or he thought that that was the situation, that it wasn't deserving of that. But you promised me that my vehicle was going to be fixed. You didn't fix it, and then you overlook that. But I like I say, I just people like that. I just they know you don't have to remind people anything. They know why you don't call them, don't mess with them anymore. They know, they could point to it. And then that's that. But that vehicle is no longer in existence in my fleet. And I also had a Volvo, that XC90 250, I mean 2005 edition. And one of those, that was a vehicle that I had before that I wanted to like kind of go down memory lane and get again. And that 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 didn't really, that lasted for about, I would say, less than 5 months. It really was a situation where I could have just kind of stayed away from that. I have no desire to get a 2005 XC90 again. I have no desire to get any type of vehicle like that. I'm good. I'm not saying that Volvos aren't good cars, but that particular model and year had quite a bit of issues. But yeah, I'm good with that. But I'm pretty much down to my van, and I've got some work done on it. So to the suspension, then I gotta get some more parts for it to get it repaired. So I'm just down to one car, and I really don't like having one car, because if it goes out, then what? I prefer to have at least two cars, preferably two or more. So and I'm down to that. And my house, I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable with my house, because most of my mechanicals are done. I ended up having to get another furnace, because my furnace was basically busted. The circuit board was busted, and I ended up finding somebody around the corner, down the street from where I live, that had a furnace. So I ended up having to buy another furnace. And the guy that was working on my furnace and installing the sheet metal or the ducting system, I had to pay him and then buy another furnace. So I finally have that, but the furnace that I have, it's got some issues. It cuts on and off. So it's like a situation where it works, but it doesn't work 100%. But I still have warmth. I don't have to, like, I mean, in case I didn't disclose it, I had to use a combination of I had a wood stove, which I sold, an old wood stove, and I was using kerosene heaters. So I had a bullet kerosene heater that was like 80,000 BTU, Dynaglow. It was like one of those bullet heaters. Then I had a kerosene heater that it was just it's kind of like you put in one room or something like that. So I that's how I basically survived, the coldest nights, without having forced air furnace, working through my ducts. So now I have, heat and everything, and I don't have to buy kerosene every day like I used to. I used to have to buy like spend like $20 a day on the coldest days to get kerosene. Um, it was it was just, man, it was really it was tough. I could just say that. So yeah, so pretty much things are kind of somewhat getting more comfortable. So much so that I really don't like to, I really don't like the fact that I have to leave and go to work. Like I really prefer to kind of somewhat work from home. And I really, be honest, it just comes to a situation where you're 40 years old, 50 years old, even I would even say in your 30s, and you still have to work a job. It goes back to my other video where I was talking about, the statistics of broke people in America. A lot of people work jobs, they do a lot of things financially because they have to do it. They haven't positioned themselves to to do really what they want in life, and that's also in my book. That's also in my book, The Millionaire Savings Plan, where I talk about a lot of people. They do what they have to do. They don't do what they want to do. And once you have money, the more money you have, the more you could do what you want to do in life versus doing what you have to do. A lot of people, I would say 8 out of 10 people, they do what they have to do. They don't do what they want to do. It's a big difference between doing what you have to do versus what you want to do. You know, most people, they have to do things because they don't have their finances in order to do really what they want to do. Like, for example, a lot of times I want to go just basically really just live life how I want to live, but I don't have my financial house in order to do that. I just don't have my financial life set up to do that. It won't take as much to do that, but um, I'm more better off than I was right now than I was last year. Like, for example, last year wouldn't be hands down, would be no way that I could not, that I would quit my job, or something happened, I didn't have a job, that I would be able to really get a lot of stuff done that I've already gotten done. Now, let's say if I lost my job, or even if I quit my job, I basically, I literally will be all right. I really will be okay. I would probably do more YouTube. I would have uh, a lot more time as far as to do other things, to work on other things, and I'll still be able to make money. One thing about me is that I know how to make money outside of just working a regular 9 to 5, or even a contract. I know how to, do things. At the end of the day, um, it's not necessarily what I would like to do, but I still can work DoorDash. I can work DoorDash more often, and I could work whenever I want to. I can still do, day-to-day contract work, IT work. Um, that's pretty much, even if I do that, I'm still all right because I can still get my obligations met. I can still get my house fixed up. I got most of the hard stuff done that cost a lot of money. So I'm good with that. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna quit my contract. I'm not gonna quit my job, even though, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I get a little bit more comfortable to where the more I work on my house, the less I want to leave it. I am more of a homebody. introverted type, so I don't really necessarily like I could stay in my house for a couple days without even being really too much bored. Like I think it's like the ultimate thing. Like I have everything in my house when I have everything function like to where I don't have to leave. Like I get everything done. Like so I mean the next probably 90 days I'll have a washer and dryer in my basement. Um Pretty sure I'll have that done. I have a dishwasher, you know, I mean media center, got tons of computers. And basically I have everything that already my heart's desire already in my house. Usually that's how I have everything set up. So when it comes to leaving the house, I mean it's really like I have everything there. And I could deal with being in the house. A lot of people they can't deal with being in the house. It is what it is. Um, some people so much so that they get in trouble a lot because they can't sit still and they can't like stay in the house, So I don't know. I guess it's like some of the like king's values in me that I could just stay in the castle for a long time and I don't have to leave. That's actually my ultimate life's goal to actually um, people have a bucket list. Well, my millionaire savings plan ain't necessarily my bucket list. My bucket list is actually to have a castle and to actually be living in it. So that's my ultimate life's goal, actually. So anyways, but yeah, that's that. Uh, it's just really, to be honest, I guess the reason why I am thinking about the whole like should I quit my job thing is because it's just you know I know I can actually do it. I can really actually uh take things by the horns even with what I know how to do outside of my job to make money to where it's really possible to where if something happened, I lost my job. It's like, oh, okay, oh well, you know, because basically, um, like I said, I got most of the hard stuff done in the house. I mean, only thing I have to do now is drywall, floors, fixtures, uh, I guess kitchen and bath. I mean, most of the other stuff, I got all my mechanicals done, so I don't have no like mortgage, no like major mortgage or nothing like this. So I don't have that over my head. So I got things set up, to where, I'm pretty much I'll be ahead. I'll be ahead in the game, to where, like most people have a mortgage. I won't. At the end of the day, if I get a mortgage, what I'll be doing is I'll just get a mortgage to get the cash to just basically pay off my student loans. That's all I would do. But I don't even want to do that. What I really ultimately want to do is just buy more houses and then, sell one house, get that check and send it to the government and, have a fuck you party because basically, fuck you, I'm out of debt. you know, that's really what I'm still doing, and it might take a couple years to get that accomplished, but I'm still working on that. But even if I did refinance or quote unquote got a mortgage off of my house after it's fully rehab, and got a check and send it to Uncle Sam to get out of my to basically pay off my student loan, still I think will work out because I can ultimately sell my house and then I'll be 100% debt free. And at the very least, I would just have to start over and just buy another house and just kind of pay cash and then go from there. But I don't really want to do that. I want to just get another house first to where I can just, sell the other house, or which whatever one I want, and then I'll still have the other house that I can live in, and then just basically rinse and repeat. Then once I buy another house, I'll be buying it completely debt free. I will be ultimately debt free, and then pretty much that's always been the plan. Other than if I can ultimately get some cash together to where I can just pay my student loans off. But needless to say, I'm still all right as far as things is concerned, because like I say, ultimately once I pay my seller financing contract off, it's like 2 grand left. Then all I would have to pay is just taxes and utilities. So that would be like $200 or $300 a month. So yeah, at the end of the day, like I say, it's a trade-off when you living in an F grade neighborhood, like or F grade city, such as, let's just say, Detroit, Gary, Indiana, a lot of parts of Chicago, uh, different parts of the country, right? It's a trade-off when you living in an F grade neighborhood. But okay, it's like a pro and a con. Well, one of the pros is, well, the end of the day, uh, the cost is very, very low. I mean, the cost is so low because not a lot of people want to live there. That you can stomach all of the things that you would have to stomach. I mentioned it on my video about grade F neighborhoods. If you can stomach those things, which it's a lot to stomach, save your money. You can definitely save it. If nothing else, you can save your money. A lot of times, people. That's what I was getting to when I was talking about my statistics, my video, the broke statistics. A lot of people, they got broke, they got F grade neighborhood money, but they trying to live in a C grade neighborhood or a B grade neighborhood. And the only reason they could live in those neighborhoods really is because they're able to get some rich man's money. I mean, that's the only reason why they're able to even live in those neighborhoods. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna play a little commercial, I guess. I'll be uh I'll be right back after these messages. Come check out owlsherbs.com, where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products, from sea moss to black seed oil, and a different variety of products for different health issues, because your health is your wealth. All right, I'm back. Um, basically, I had to put the clothes in the dryer, so got another 30 minutes to wait. So anyway, like I was saying, you know, it's pros and cons of living in neighborhoods where the cost of living is low. Basically, um, you know, lower cost of living, low cost that you have to pay, low entry level costs. A lot of people, that's why they don't, that's why they are in debt and they're just kind of stuck, is because one is a lot, most people, they overspend according to to what they think that they have money. Like basically, people just basically, and it's not even so much they overspend, they over finance. Some people finance themselves to an early grave. Um, I love my mother. My mother, God rest her soul. I can definitely say one of the reasons that I'm so hardcore about what I talk about and everything is because of I've seen it with my own eyes and ears. I've seen my mother finance herself into an early grave, and I've seen a lot of people. People are actually doing it now. They're financing themselves into an early grave. The reason they gotta get to the job, the reason why they keep working the job is because they got this high ass mortgage, they got this high ass car note, and they keep getting car notes, and then they, paying this 30-year mortgage. They're 50 years old, and then they got a 30-year mortgage. In the meantime, the average person lives about what, 60 years old, 65 years old, and that's just average. If you're bad health, you got diabetes, high blood pressure, high risk of cancer and all that, you're not even gonna probably live to 65. But the mortgage company doesn't care. They'll give you a loan at 60 years old for a 30-year mortgage, knowing goddamn well you got, on average, statistically, 5 years to live. you know, I mean, those bastards don't care. But the thing is that that's why people are so broke. They financing this and financing that. Like I said in my last video, I got a lot of clarity from that video. I probably myself watched my last video on the statistics of broke people in America. I probably watched that video about 4 or 5 times. And one of the takeaways from that video that was so interesting is that it doesn't, for you to be an elite in America, it only requires you to have an income of at least 75 to $100,000 a year and no debt. That's literally the entry level. Because once you are at the point where you have over $100,000 and you don't have any debt, you are an elite in America. Because most people are in debt, and most people they don't know how to earn money in that category. And just this, I mean, just statistically alone, as far as income levels, less than 1% of people, of men, let's just say black men, make six figures. 1%. So if you're 1% and you don't have any debt as well, as far as 1%, the top 1% earners, and you have no debt, you can play Kanye's West song, "You Can't Tell Me Nothing," you know, every single day and stand on it. That could be your theme song. Like when you in the gas station, when you pulling up, when you rolling down the street, your ringtone, because pretty much can't nobody tell you nothing. I mean, when somebody probably try to tell you something, you like, wait, are you trying to tell me something? Are you in debt? Ain't you in debt? And it's like, after a while, people ain't nobody gonna be your friend. This channel is a friendless channel. I don't have that many friends on this channel because I'm here to wake your ass up. And a lot of times people don't want to be woken up. They still want to be on the crack pipe. They don't want to be woken up. They want to continue, to carry on the same bullshit ass narratives that they've been talking about from 2016 to now. It's like, dude.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you?
And it's like, at the end of the day, it's broke fi broke, and I know it. I you could call me the broke whisperer. I could pretty much I can hear broke, I can see broke, I can even feel probably somebody being broke, because I just, statistically most people are, that just is what it is. It's almost like being perfect. It's like to be perfect, it requires so much to be a perfectionist, right? To be that's why Michael Jordan was such a basketball player, such a great basketball player. His workout regimen was in a lot of cases more hardcore than how he played the game. I read quite a few of his books, and he worked out hard. Like, I mean, from the weightlifting, the jump shots, the actual workouts. So by the time he played, he a lot of times when he played basketball, he was just relaxing. He was just, enjoying himself, because when he was training, he was working out hard, like really, really hardcore to get to be on a certain level, and a lot of people don't have the strength, the stamina, or the wherewithal to work hard, that consistent, and that's why probably Michael Jordan was so hard on other people, because a lot of people they didn't put that work ethic that he put in. And when somebody's so good, they want everybody around them to be good. So if they know that you just not doing one thing or a couple things, and they're gonna try to push you to do that, and then you don't want to do it, it pretty much is like, what he said. Michael Jordan used to call a lot of basketball players garbage men. He used to call them garbage men. Like, basically they made it to the league, but they just bodies. They just trash men. They're here to work a job and pick up the trash, like trash collectors. You know, so the thing is that in order to not be broke, also your parents a lot of time has to not be broke. Your parents have to operate and teach you, not to be broke. Like, this last weekend, I literally I was telling my little girls, I have a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old. I was telling them, debt is the devil. I was just, pretty much, I'm starting to drill it in. Like, I explained to them what loans are and how you should, stay away from them. And yeah, I mean, my parents didn't tell me that. My parents did not tell me that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to start off, like, a lot of times when you start off with broke parents, and you become broke. And then if you're smart enough to get away from that and find some consistency, you get away with that. But most people, Like I say, they start off at a they finance their life away. They finance this house, this car, this other house, and everything is based off of a long term, a mortgage obligation, interest, and car payments, and you wonder why you never have any money. It's because you done gave it all away. You spent it all away, and it's like but meanwhile, stocks are going up. Gas stocks are going up. Amazon just announced some type of stock split. Well, you don't have Amazon because basically you've been using your credit card to order Amazon, Prime every week or whatever, and then you got a car payment, you got mortgage payments, so you don't have any money to even buy any stock, to make any money in the stock market, because it's no money to put in. All of the money is going out towards financial obligations, and primarily um, interest obligations through car loans and mortgage loans. So yeah, that's the crack that everybody is taught to smoke. That's what it is. And a lot of people, they can't break away from that. I don't know why nobody else would want to move to Gary, Indiana, to be honest. Like, I mean, who cares? Like, I mean, you got a house you can get for 50 grand fully fixed up. Even if you have to get a mortgage, your mortgage will be like $150 a month. I just don't understand it. To me, it's like I don't want to make nobody else rich besides myself. I learned that a long time ago, but other people just don't care. They don't care. They would rather make other people rich besides themselves. And it's like, that's a slave at the end of the day. That's what a slave does. And even jobs, to be honest. Like a lot of what I do on a daily basis, I would say is most days I don't really hardly do much. It's not really it's not really much that I do, right? It's easy days. Some days I'm giving more valuable than what I even get paid for, and I know it. Like one of my part of my positions is that I do network support. Well, I should make at least $50,000 more than what I make doing just network support. So whenever there's a network issue, they're getting way more value than what they're paying me for. And then a lot of times when it's busy, you know, um, where it's a lot of work, well, you just got to think like for my own personal business, I charge about for a business, I charge about $200 per call. That's just for a couple hours worth of work. Well, I'm doing work for an 8 hour shift and I get a little bit more than that, but I would charge probably three or four or five times what, that the work that I've done for my own like business, my own personal business, right? And it's like, when it gets really, really busy, they're getting way more value from me. And that's where a lot of people are. When you break down what you actually generating um for the company that you work for, you're giving them way more valuable than what they're paying you. A lot of times you can't really see that in a service job unless they're actually being like they're paying you. Like for example, I used to work at Tiger Direct, and you can actually see the value of what you're actually you know the work that you're doing. So for example, if you build a custom computer, well, you only made like whatever you made, whether it be $13 an hour, plus you might made like an extra $5 or $6 or whatever. Where the company they charge the customer $200 for you to build that computer. Well, if you work like in a restaurant, you make a dish, make some salmon dish that they charge $50 for. Well, you only make $18 an hour. Well, that's why it's like, okay, I need to start a restaurant. I need to start, a computer business or whatever, because that you can make way more from your own actual labor, than what you're actually getting put out as far as from making for some other company that you're working for. So it just is like that. It's like, it's kind of like work theft. It's like your boss is stealing from you. It's a video. I'm gonna upload that video on here. That basically, well, it's actually already on here. It's on my it's on my Facebook, my Broke Jeans Facebook page, where it's basically titled "Your Boss is Stealing from You." So, um, that being said, it's just a lot of things that it's the reason why you kind of stuck in a hamster wheel, and you got debts. And it's almost no way out of the debts. It's just nowhere in sight. It's because it's the way your life is set up. Your life is set up to, you want to constantly keep a new car. You want to constantly, live like you're some reality star. When a lot of times those reality stars, when you find out their real world life is they're broke, they're, getting evicted from their apartment, they're getting their car repoed. So you literally, stuck watching people that are really in real life broke, trying to emulate them, and then ultimately you're broke. So it's just a lot being said. But another thing is that a thing that comes to mind is kind of on my mind when it comes to women. Of course, I don't really talk a lot about relationships and stuff like that. But like I said, like a year ago, or it might have been 2 years ago, I stopped focusing on women. I stopped thinking about women even, and focusing on women's problems and what women don't do and all of that stuff. I mean, I might talk about things from time to time, but like I said, when I focused in on the fact that there are prime women and most women are subprime, that was kind of a turning point. But just even in general, I really stopped focusing on women. And one of the things I stopped also chasing women. You know, that was something that I just kind of told my friend at the time. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna be keep chasing women with you, man. I mean, this is, it was a situation where I wasn't really. Me and my friend kind of went apart, and then we got back together, and then I found him doing the same things we was doing in high school, or not even high school, but post high school. Um, like when we were like 18 and 19, I said, man, I'm not gonna keep doing this, man. I'm not gonna keep going to bars and chasing women. And when I started doing that, when I stopped chasing women and focusing on women and shit, just living my life and enjoying it the best way I possibly can, the funniest thing started happening. It's like a cat that comes up to you and it wants some food. Women started coming literally into my inbox. Women started to come up to me and just come into my life. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like just, I mean, like the law of attraction. Like a lot of times when you focus in on stuff, it goes away from you. Like even I'm trying to not focus in on money too much, not focus on a lot of the things that I really truly want, because a lot of times it goes away. Like what you really want, it's like it goes away from you. So when I literally stopped focusing on women and everything like that, even I used to listen to a lot of people talking about relationship, talking shit. I really don't listen to that. A lot of times I know these people, they can't stand me. I listen to it to help me fall asleep. I have some of the best sleep known to planet Earth, almost like ASMR. Listen to guys talk about relationships and women's problems. That's what I do when I listen to it. I know those people can't stand me. They'll take my wrench, all of that shit. But that's what I do. That's what I like doing. I know why those people do it. I mean, they do it to, make a little change. I get it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't focus on that as far as like really, really trying to focus in on it, because when I find out it's unproductive, and I'm literally getting I'm literally just, man, I mean, I ain't saying it's like I'm 19 again and I have like a woman for every day of the week, but um last month, man, I literally I don't know, man. It was a good month, man. Black History Month was, I mean, it just started off, man, with just a bang. Like, I mean, from January to February, boy, I had to take a lot of my herbs, man. Primarily Sex God, because just to just even keep up, man. Um, it just, and it's basically because, yeah, it just comes to me. I ain't gonna lie. I even stopped using dating apps. I don't use any Tinder, Bumble, none of that shit. Every now and again I'll go on Bumble, but I don't get no action from no dating apps. I mean, the only thing I can say is, Mark Zuckerberg, man, if I had the money, I'll buy some stock, man. That's the only thing I can say. But at the end of the day, man, I got my own little life that I don't disclose, as far as my actual personal relationships and stuff like that. But I mean, I ain't gonna say anything, but if you think that I'm just some type of lame dude that ain't getting none, I mean, it's so far it's so far the opposite that you just wouldn't believe. I mean, oh boy, man. Yeah, so all I can say is a van comes in handy. That's all I can say. But yeah, this is just basically short and sweet. My clothes are probably ready to dry at this point, and you know, um, like I say, if you have a self improvement journey that you wanted to, comment about, don't be shy. Definitely, let me know how that's going. Um, and there you go.
Broke people care more about the money. If you've been broke your whole life, it's like being underwater. As soon as somebody's gonna give you some oxygen, you're taking it. But I'm not excusing it. I wasn't broke my whole life.
Right.
I was never broke. My version of broke is completely different than most. Like I said, people that are broke will do anything to not be broke. They justify not being honorable to do it. It's just, don't look the other way. Money is not real. It's not backed by gold. And as you see, they're creating currencies daily. So don't do anything for money. Do things for love. And then you'll be protected and you'll know what real wealth is. Why not do it yourself? If you get 100 people in the room, you get 100,000.
Right.
It's just a little harder work. It's the advance money. If you've been broke your whole life and someone's going to give you something that's going to make you like all of a sudden be in another social circle,
Yes.
then you're going to do it when you're young. You've been broke your whole life and somebody's going to make you rich like that, or at least what you perceive as rich, you're taking it. So, people know how to trigger people. It's a program.
Message.